Hello, all you beautiful and amazing people. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Hyde. This is Hide and Seek Media. If you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video and the topic. I love engaging with my viewers, so fire away. If you haven't already, smash that like button. And make sure to share this content. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers so I can change the URL to my channel name, and the only way I can do that is if people like you share my video. So make sure to hit that share button and share this on all social media platforms. Now let's get to today's topic. Today I want to talk about the economy, inflation, and how it's going to affect the everyday American like you and me. So I'm not some, rich YouTuber or anything like that. I'm an everyday, just your everyday hard-working blue-collar American who goes out and works a, 50-hour plus job a week just to pay the bills and cover all the expenses that come with raising a family in today's America, right? But that wasn't as difficult as it is now a year ago or 2 years ago even. 2 years ago, we had no issues really. Last year with Corona, it really didn't affect me or my wife because other than having to wear a mask every now and then, I went to work every day. I was one of those essential workers, right? So I had to go to work every day no matter what. I had to do the job of 3 people for an entire month at my job because of COVID quarantines, right? So, I know what it was like having to deal with tough times, but these times are getting tougher by the day, right? Dollar don't go as far as it used to. But you keep hearing from former Vice President Biden, right, that the economy policies that he have are long term, and that it's a long term game, right, that they're playing. So that's why we got to spend money to make money, right? That's why we got to get all this money into the, we got to print all this money so that we can put it into the economy. Like, I don't understand how they think that makes any sense. So one of the things that former Vice President Joe Biden likes to tout and talk about is the creation of 3 million jobs since he's been in office. And I got to thinking, wow, he created 3 million jobs since he's been in office. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hey, I'm impressed.
You hear this?
But then I started thinking, now wait a minute. 3 million jobs after a pandemic where everything was shut down and all of these businesses were locked down and forced to close, and all these people were forced to go on unemployment, right? And which we'll get into later on about how that really is gonna fuel this inflation. Back to the jobs report, right? The 3 million jobs. If you really want to break it down, those jobs came because of Operation Warp Speed, pushing forth the vaccine, or getting that vaccine, done quickly so that they could get it out to the public so that people could take it and then could have some sort of protection against COVID, if they were susceptible to, the harms of COVID, like if they had comorbidities or, stuff like that, where they were of high risk. If they were high risk, then we had the vaccine now that they could, take it, and that should give them another extra level of protection from COVID. So we were opening the country back up. Florida opened all the way back up. Texas opened all the way back up. Oklahoma opened all the way back up. Alabama opened all the way back up, right? South Dakota never closed. So you have all of these states that are opening back up. California started lifting restrictions. Minnesota started lifting restrictions, right? Illinois started lifting restrictions. New York started lifting restrictions, and people started going back to work slowly, right? Slowly. Now, you created 3 million jobs. That doesn't mean that those jobs were actually filled. Because, see, that's the other problem that he's not talking about when he says he created those 3 million jobs. Well, yeah, you created 3 million jobs because the freaking country was unlocking after your draconian lockdown, from COVID. So all of these jobs were now being created, but nobody wanted to take them because, as we get into this story, generous unemployment benefits keep people from getting jobs and fuel high inflation, right? So you got all of these jobs that you're creating, but nobody's taking them because you've also extended unemployment benefits on the federal level to any state that wants to give them. So you did this back in March when you passed your stupid stimulus bill. And now you have all of these jobs and nobody wants to do them because they're getting all these unemployment benefits. So, did you really create jobs? Yes. But did you help the economy? No. Because none of these businesses who now have opened back up can provide a service because they don't have any employees. Another thing they like to say is, according to the recently released Bureau of Labor Statistics, average hourly earnings have increased from $29.35 an hour in June of 2020 to $30.40 an hour in June of 21. Okay, so that's an increase of $1.05 an hour. Okay, so if you work an average of, let's say, 50 hours a week, and your company pays you time and a half for overtime, so that extra $1.05 an hour that went up for is an extra $2,265.60 a year, right? That the average worker's pay went up. Now that's before tax. That's not take home. That's before tax. So you take out taxes and all of that. Let's call it $1,800. Now you divide that by 12. That's $150 extra a month. Now, to some people that might be a lot of money. Hey, an extra $150 a month can go a long way. I'm not knocking that, right? That could mean something. But if $150 a month can't go a long way because the prices of everything has gone up, right? Like the price of gas has gone up 49.6%. 49.6%. Let me say that. 49.6% since Pinocchio Joe's taken office. The cost of beef, milk, pork, fruit, all gone up. The price of everything at the grocery store is going up. And meanwhile, the portion sizes are getting smaller. The bags are staying the same size, but what you're getting inside, the weight that's in the bag is actually less, and you're paying more. So, if you're not paying attention to that, next time you go to the grocery store, pay attention to the weight size of what you're buying. Not only is all the prices of everything going up, right? But the debt is going up too. I mean, the debt's already at $28 trillion. And former Vice President Joe Biden wants to add to the debt by spending trillions of dollars on needless and crazy stuff. Like this stupid infrastructure bill, right? the debt's already at 28 trillion, and it's just going to keep going up with all the crazy spending that, you know, Pinocchio Joe is wanting to do. He's, what, 6 trillion a year he wants to spend, something like that? That's like, okay, here's a great analogy I heard about the debt ceiling and all that, right? So, like, let's say you come home. You went on vacation, you've been gone for like 2 or 3 weeks, you come home, and there's a sewage, just like a sewage river running down your street, right? Like, oh my God, there's been a sewage pipeline burst or whatever, and there's just nasty, sewage everywhere. And you go in your house, and it's all the way up to the ceiling, right? The sewage is all the way up to the ceiling, all the way to the top. What do? Do you raise the ceiling of your house, or do you remove the crap? That's where we are with our spending and our debt, okay?
Oh my God!
It's only going to get worse. The more money they print, the more money they try to infuse into the economy. It's just going to continue to get worse. And the unemployment benefits, if they continue giving unemployed people more money than they would make actually going to work, then of course they're going to stay home, right? And doing stuff like that has really opened my eyes. 2020 and the term essential worker has really opened my eyes to what I'm doing with my life. Before 2020, I would have been content in my job, moving up in my company, and, bettering my company and all of that, just going full force in working in the company that I work for presently. But 2020 came, COVID hit, and I realized just how essential I was.
Nothing more.
And that made me realize that all of this hard work that I'm doing for somebody else. And it's time to start doing some hard work for myself and try and creating something for myself. And that's what this channel is. That's why I did this channel. And so that's what brings me to this story here. 40% of the world's workers want to quit their jobs. Right? So a new survey shows that unhappy workers are considering career opportunities and guaranteed remote work. So I can tell you that if I were to be surveyed in this survey, I'd be one of these people. 2 years ago, I would have never thought that I would be doing this. But I realized it was time to do something for myself. It was time to build something of my own. And it was time to make sure that people like me are heard. That's really what all this boils down to, right? Is I'm just a regular, average, everyday, working class husband and father. And all I want is to provide a good life for my family, right? And so far I've been able to do that. But the way this administration is steering this country, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that at my present job. So I decided that if I wanted to make something for myself, I had to do it now. And so I started this channel. I started designing t-shirts and finding new ways to create revenue so that I didn't have to work for someone else. I could work for myself, right? YouTube gives me that platform. You, the viewers, give me the opportunity to have that, to do this by watching my videos and hitting that like button and leaving comments down below and checking out the merch link so you can check out cool t-shirts like this one right here or this one right here, right? Because in the end, that's all I really want, is to be heard, to have a voice, and to provide for my family. So if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to check out the merch link in the description below and use code 1776 so you can get 20% off your entire purchase. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.